students, a big welcome to all of you. I hope all of you are doing really well. Let's start today's chapter, A Girl with the Basket. Let's get started. Identify these flags and write the names of the countries. So ये जो flags हैं आपके different countries के हैं, आपको identify करना है and you have to write their name also. Okay? Values learned, hard work, appreciation, patriotism. Indian culture is world famous. Every country of the world is affected by Indian culture. In this chapter, you will read about an officer of America who visited India in 1950. On a station, he met a poor little girl that impressed him very much. The child gave him a glimpse of the warm soul of India. This lesson is a recollection of many valuable experiences of the author. So, Indian culture आपका world famous है, world wide famous है और हर कंट्री जो वर्ल्ड की वो इंडियन कल्चर से काफ़ी अफेक्टेड है. सो इस चैप्टर में हम पढ़ेंगे एक अमेरिकन ऑफिसर के बारे में जो इंडिया को विजिट करता है 1950 में और एक स्टेशन पे ना उसे पुअर लिटिल गर्ल मिलती है जिससे वो काफ़ी इंप्रेस होता है. सो ये जो लेसन है दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द रिकलेक्शन ऑफ मेनी वैल्यूएबल एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ द ऑथर. I had left New Delhi for the Himalayas. I was going as far as Bareilly by train and then by car to Ranikhet, an old British Army hill station located on a 6,000-foot ridge opposite a 120-mile stretch of snow-capped Himalayas. The train was slow and stopped at all the way stations. At every stop, I swung open the door of my compartment and walked on the platform. The platforms were packed with people, Sikh, Muslims, Hindus, soldiers, merchants, priests, potters, beggars, hawkers. Almost everyone was barefoot and dressed in loose white garments. I would ask at least 3 people before I could find one who spoke English. We would talk about world affairs and every major topic the news of the day produced. In this way, I was trying to get a feel of the pulse of the nation, checking opinion against officials' attitudes and reports. So, जो अमेरिकन ऑफिसर थे ये जा रहे थे आपके रानीखेत. ये एक ब्रिटिश आर्मी हिल स्टेशन था जो 6000 फीट की ऊंचाई पे लोकेटेड था. सो ट्रेन काफ़ी स्लो थी और हर स्टेशन पे रुकती भी जाती थी. सो प्लेटफॉर्म जो है ना बहुत सारे लोगों से पैक था, डिफरेंट रिलीजन के लोग जैसे कि सिख, मुस्लिम्स, हिंदू, सोल्जर्स थे, मर्चेंट्स थे, बैगर्स थे, हॉकर्स थे. तो ऑलमोस्ट कहते हैं कि हर कोई ना बैर फुट था, किसी ने नंगे पैर थे, सब ऑलमोस्ट लोगों के ज़्यादातर लोगों के लूज वाइट गारमेंट्स पहना हुआ था. तो ये क्या करते थे, लोगों से जैसे बात करते थे और जो दिन भर की जो न्यूज़ होती है जो प्रोड्यूस होती है तो उनके बारे में बात करते थे. ओके, सो इस तरह से उन्हें मतलब एक आइडिया मिल जाता था नेशन के बारे में. लोगों के ओपिनियन को चेक करते थे अगेंस्ट ऑफिशियल्स, एटीट्यूड्स एंड रिपोर्ट्स. द रूट lay through one of the richest of India's agricultural areas. This was the plain of the upper Ganga river, 1,000 feet above sea level, but tropical. The Ganga was brown with silt, swollen with flood waters, its overflow inundating thousands of acres of rice. To the north were jungles, great expanses of grass, higher than a man's head and unbroken except for an occasional clump of trees, the home of tigers, elephants, pythons and cobras. Everywhere else there was flat land running to the horizon, but dotted here and there by the sacred banyan tree or by rows of parker trees, shaped like M's and having thick twisted trunks. Hot humid air was moving in from the southwest. Monkeys, some of them mothers with babies clinging to them and riding underneath swung off trees at the stations looking for food. The villages we passed had walls made of mud mixed with water and cow dung. Their peaked roofs were thatched bundles of grass tied to bamboo posts stretched across rafters. The day the pumpkin vines that grew over them were in bloom, trailing streaks of yellow over drab walls. At one station, my routine of talking with people was interrupted. As soon as I alighted, a group of young children gathered around me. They were selling baskets, hand-woven reed baskets with simple designs and patterns. They held the basket high, shouting words I did not know but conveying unmistakably their desire. These were refugee children. When partition between India and Pakistan was decreed, hundreds of thousands of people pulled up their roots and changed their residences. 9 million people left Pakistan and came to India, driven by the fear of religious fanatism. They were poor people to start with. They were poorer as they began their long trek, for all they could carry was a bit of food and a few belongings. Soon they were out of food. A few days after they started, some of them began to fall by the wayside from the weakness of hunger and died where they fell. ओके, सो एक स्टेशन जैसे कि जो ऑथर था लोगों से बात कर रहा था तो एक स्टेशन पे इसकी जो रूटीन टॉक हो रहा था लोगों के साथ, वो इंटरप्ट हो गया क्योंकि एक ग्रुप आया यंग चिल्ड्रन का और वो बास्केट्स बेच रहे थे जो हैंड वुवन रीड बास्केट से, और कुछ वो शाउट भी कर रहे थे जो ऑथर को एक्चुअल में समझ नहीं आया। तो ये रिफ्यूजी चिल्ड्रन थे। जब पार्टीशन हुआ था इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान के बीच, तो बहुत सारे लोग, थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल जो थे वो इंडिया से पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान से इंडिया आए। सो 9 मिलियन पीपल जो थे वो पाकिस्तान छोड़ के इंडिया आए थे। ओके और ये बहुत ही लोग ऑफकोर्स अपना घर बार, अपना खेती सब कुछ छोड़ के आए थे, तो बहुत ही पुअर लोग थे। ओके और वहाँ से इनकी शुरुआत हुई थी कि मतलब इनके पास थोड़ा बहुत खाने का कुछ सामान था और कुछ ही बिलोंगिंग से। फिर उसके बाद दे रेन आउट ऑफ फूड, और उसके बाद कुछ तो हंगर की वजह से, जो वीकनेस थी उसकी वजह से दे स्टार्टेड डाइंग। The children selling baskets were sons and daughters of these refugees. They or their parents or relatives had gathered in the cities, setting up stalls, manufacturing simple articles, trying to make a living in markets already overcrowded. They lived in cloth and grass sheds that lined the streets. The parents among these refugees had been accustomed to little all their lives, for the annual income of an agricultural family does not exceed on an average $100 a year. The average unskilled laborer makes 30 cents a day or less than $2 a week. There is one meal a day, an onion, a piece of bread, a bowl of pulse with milk, perhaps a bit of goat cheese, no tea, no coffee, no fat, no sweets, no meat. $100 a year is not $2 a week. Yet even that small amount is hard to earn by selling baskets to people too poor to buy them. That, no doubt, is the reason these little children descendant on me like locusts. I, an American, was doubtless the most promising market they had seen. अब क्योंकि ये देखिए जो सारे छोटे छोटे बच्चे थे अपना घर चला रहे थे इन बास्केट्स को बेचकर, कितना इनको पैसा मिल जाता है, बहुत थोड़ा सा। सो इसीलिए उनको जो अमेरिकन था उनको ऐसा लगा कि हाँ ये थोड़ा सा रिच लग रहा है, उनको लगा कि ये शायद हमसे चीज़ें खरीदेगा तो हमें अच्छे दाम में मिलेगा। I bought one tiny basket for a few annas, another fruit basket for a bit more, or a beautiful waste paper basket for ₹1, a lovely swing basket for ₹1, a few fans for an anna or two apiece. My arms were full and I had spent not 50 cents. The children passed on shouting their wares. I was a prisoner, completely surrounded, unable to move. The most diligent, aggressive vendor was a beautiful girl of 9 right in front of me. She had a lovely basket with handle and she wanted ₹1.50 for it, or about 30 cents. She was an earnest pleader. There were tears in her eyes. She pleaded and begged in tones that would wring any heart. So, चिल्ड्रन ने जैसे उनसे रिक्वेस्ट किया, उन्होंने बास्केट्स खरीदी। तो इनमें एक 9 साल की बच्ची भी थी जो बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल गर्ल थी, काफ़ी अग्रेसिव वेंडर वो लग रही थी, एंड उसके हाथ में एक बहुत ही सुंदर सी बास्केट थी, उसका हैंडल भी था, और वो उसका ₹1 और ₹1.50 यानी ₹1.50 हम कह सकते थे मांग रही थी, यानी अबाउट 30 सेंट। और उसकी आंखों में टीयर्स थे, उसने उससे रिक्वेस्ट किया, बैक किया। ओके My arms were full. I had no room, let alone any need for another basket. Balancing my baskets and fans on my left arm, I reached into my right coat pocket and got a handful of change, perhaps 15 cents in all, which I deposited in the basket that the young girl held imploringly before me. I tried to explain that I could not buy the basket, but extended the gratuity as a substitute. So, अब actually ऑथर के जो हाथ थे फुल थे, वो ऑलरेडी उन्होंने इतनी सारी बास्केट्स ले ली थी, तो वो क्या करते हैं अपने पॉकेट में हाथ डालते हैं और उसमें से कुछ 50 सेंट्स शायद निकलते हैं चेंज, और फिर वो उसकी बास्केट में डिपॉजिट कर देते हैं उस यंग गर्ल की। ओके सो वो एक्सप्लेन करना चाहता था कि मैं इस बास्केट को तो नहीं खरीद सकता बिकॉज आई एम ऑलरेडी फुल, माई हैंड्स आर ऑलरेडी फुल, बट यू कैन टेक दीज 15 सेंट्स। आई रियलाइज्ड एट once what offense I had given. This child of 9, dressed in rags and on the edge of starvation, raised her chin, reached into the basket, and with all the pride and graciousness of a lady handed the money back to me. There was only one thing I could do. I bought the basket. She wiped her eyes, smiled, and dashed down the platform, headed for some grass hut that would have at least 30 cents that night. I told this story to Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I told him it was one reason I had fallen in love with India. The people I saw in India, those in the village as well as those in high office, have both pride and a lively sense of decency and citizenship. They also have a passion for independence. This beautiful child, born in squalor and poverty and educated in both grammar and manners, had given me a glimpse of the warm soul of India. Okay, तो वो जो छोटी बच्ची थी 9 साल की, उसने क्या किया कि बास्केट तक पहुंची ओके और हालांकि उसको पैसे की ज़रूरत थी बट उसने विद ऑल प्राइड वो मुझे हाथ में वापस पैसे रख दिए. सो सिर्फ अब एक ही रास्ता मेरे पास बचा था कि मैंने वो बास्केट खरीदी. उसके बाद अब उसने अपने आंसू पोंछे, स्माइल किया और प्लेटफॉर्म की तरह चल पड़ी. सो ये स्टोरी ऑथर ने प्राइम मिनिस्टर, जो पहले प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे इंडिया के, पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू को बताई और उन्होंने बताया दिस इज़ द रीज़न वाई हैड फॉलन इन लव विथ इंडिया. सो वो कहते हैं कि जो लोग मैं देखता हूँ, चाहे वो विलेज की बात करें या जो आपके हाई ऑफिस में, दोनों साइड में जो लोग रहते हैं, दे लिव विद हाई डिसेंसी, दे आर वेरी हाईली डिसेंट पीपल. और इनके लिए इंडिपेंडेंस को लेके एक पैशन भी है. जैसे कि अगर छोटी बच्ची की बात करें, हालांकि वो पुअर थी, ओके, अनएजुकेटेड थी, बट स्टिल उसने कितने ग्रेशियसली वो पैसे उनको वापस कर दिए, क्योंकि उसे पैसे नहीं चाहिए थे. उसे ये था कि मेरा सामान ले लिया जाए और उसके बदले में उसे पैसे मिले. ओके, moral learned, we should always be proud of our culture and its heritage and always try to make our parents and country proud. So हमें अपने कल्चर, अपने हेरिटेज पे हमेशा गर्व होना चाहिए और हमें हमेशा अपने पेरेंट्स और कंट्री को, we should make them proud. Okay, now let's practice comprehension. Multiple choice questions. A, take the correct option. Number 1, dash culture is world famous. 1, American. 2, European. 3, Japanese. Or 4, Indian. And the answer is option 4, Indian. B, fill in the blanks. Number 1, I had left New Delhi for the Himalayas. C, make sentences. So 5 words are given over here: swing, river, flood, gratuity, gracious, and you have to make sentences on your own words. Okay. D, tick or cross for each statement. Number 1, the train was fast and it stopped at only one station. Wrong. E, answer the following questions. Number 1, where did the author come from? Author कहाँ से आया था? Oh, it's quite obvious. He came from America. Now, grammar workshop. Prefixes. A prefix is a letter or group of letters added to the beginning of a word to change its meaning. For example, in the word incorrect and in unhappy are prefixes. Okay, prefixes आपके वो word होते हैं जो word की शुरुआत में लगते हैं. The prefixes in and un are usually used in nouns, adjectives and adverbs, and they both mean not or the opposite of. For example, incorrect means not correct, and unhappy means not happy. If the word begins with M or P, in becomes M. With the word beginning with L, in becomes L, and with the word beginning with R, it becomes R. Okay, let's have a look. Examples: in plus complete and complete. M plus mortal, immortal. M plus possible, impossible. L plus legal, illegal. Ir plus regular, irregular. Un plus attentive, unattentive. F, make new words by adding the prefix un, in, m, l or er to the following words. A, patient, और new word बनेगा आपका impatient. Okay. Now read the passage and circle the best modal where there are choices. The teachers need to do something about Mark. He is a bully and often hits other students. The students should or could be protected from him. So the students should or could में से आप क्या choose करेंगे? Should. But the teacher doesn't seem to be having any success. My mom says that I should or might talk to the principal about Mark. So my mom says that I should or might, आप इसमें से choose करेंगे should को. Okay, और इसी तरह से आपके पास जो options हैं उनमें से दोनों option में से अपनी correct modal को choose करना है. Okay student, so do it.